Power is a concept that has fascinated humanity for centuries. Whether it's in politics, business, or personal relationships, the dynamics of power shape the way we interact with the world and each other. Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power, is a comprehensive guide to understanding and mastering these dynamics. In this video, we will explore each of the 48 laws in detail, breaking down how they work, why they matter, and how you can apply them in your life. Whether you're looking to gain influence at work, navigate social circles more effectively, or simply protect yourself from manipulation, this manual offers invaluable insights. Let's dive in. Law 1. Never outshine the master. The first law of power is about understanding your place in the hierarchy. It warns against the dangers of outshining your superiors. If you're too competent or too brilliant, those in power may feel threatened and could seek to undermine you. The key is to make your masters feel superior while subtly advancing your own position. This can involve downplaying your achievements, deflecting praise, or even allowing them to take credit for your ideas. By flattering their ego and reinforcing their sense of control, you secure your position and protect yourself from their potential wrath. However, this law is a delicate balancing act. If you downplay yourself too much, you may be seen as weak or lacking ambition. The goal is to strike the right balance, showing competence without arrogance, intelligence without overshadowing those above you. In practice, this law teaches us the importance of managing perceptions and understanding the egos of those in power. Whether it's a boss at work, a mentor, or anyone in a position of authority, always be aware of the signals you send and the potential impact on your standing. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Trusting friends too much can be a dangerous mistake when seeking power. Friends can be unreliable because their emotions and loyalties may shift over time, leading to complacency or betrayal. This law advises that you should be cautious about giving too much power or responsibility to those closest to you. Instead, consider the value of using your enemies. When enemies become allies, they often go to great lengths to prove their loyalty, as they have something to prove. Enemies can also serve as useful scapegoats when things go wrong, allowing you to maintain your position of power without taking the fall. In practice, this law emphasizes the importance of maintaining a certain distance from those around you, whether friends or foes. It's about leveraging relationships strategically rather than relying on them emotionally. This doesn't mean you should never trust anyone, but rather that you should be mindful of the potential pitfalls of over-relying on friendships in your pursuit of power. By keeping your enemies closer, you might just find they're more dependable than your friends when it comes to protecting your interests. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. One of the most crucial strategies in gaining and maintaining power is to conceal your true intentions. If others know your plans, they can anticipate your moves and counteract them. This law teaches the art of subtlety and deception, encouraging you to keep your cards close to your chest. By masking your true goals, you keep others off balance, unsure of your next move. This creates an aura of unpredictability, which can be a powerful tool in maintaining the upper hand in any situation. In practice, this law suggests that you should never fully reveal your plans or desires to others, especially if they are potential rivals. Instead, feed them false information, lead them down the wrong path, or let them believe they are in control. This allows you to maneuver in the shadows, quietly advancing your agenda without opposition. Concealing your intentions doesn't mean you should be dishonest or unethical, but rather that you should be strategic about what you reveal and when. The less others know about your true goals, the less power they have to thwart them. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Words are powerful, but they can also be your downfall if not used wisely. This law advocates for the strategic use of silence and the economy of speech. The more you say, the more likely you are to reveal your weaknesses, intentions, or insecurities. By saying less, you maintain an aura of mystery and control, compelling others to pay closer attention to your words and actions. This can make your statements more impactful and give you an advantage in negotiations, discussions, and power struggles. In practice, this law advises against over-explaining or justifying yourself. Instead, let your actions speak for themselves and allow others to fill in the gaps with their assumptions. This can work to your advantage, as people often project their own thoughts and fears onto what you do not say. By mastering the art of saying less, you can appear more confident, composed, and powerful. It also prevents you from giving away too much information that could be used against you. In conversations, always be mindful of what you're saying and what is better left unsaid. Remember, silence can be more powerful than words. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Your reputation is one of the most valuable assets you have in your pursuit of power. It precedes you in every interaction and shapes how others perceive you. This law emphasizes the importance of carefully managing and protecting your reputation at all costs. Once tarnished, a reputation can be incredibly difficult to rebuild, so it's crucial to be vigilant about the image you project. In practice, this means being mindful of your actions, the company you keep, and the way you are perceived by others. It also involves being proactive in defending your reputation from attacks and criticism. If someone tries to damage your reputation, respond quickly and decisively to mitigate the impact. However, this law also teaches the value of strategic deception. Sometimes, the best way to protect your reputation is to create a diversion or to let others take the fall for your mistakes. By carefully curating your public image and controlling the narrative around you, you can maintain a powerful reputation that commands respect and fear. Remember, in the world of power, perception is reality, and your reputation is your most potent weapon. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. In the world of power, visibility is key. This law advises that you must always court attention, as obscurity can lead to insignificance. The more attention you attract, the more powerful you become. However, it's not just about being seen, it's about being seen in the right way. This law encourages you to be bold, unique, and memorable in your actions and appearance. In practice, this could mean taking calculated risks that set you apart from the crowd or engaging in activities that showcase your talents and strengths. It also involves using controversy or scandal to your advantage, as even negative attention can be better than being ignored. However, it's important to manage this attention carefully. Too much or the wrong kind of attention can lead to backlash or envy, which can be detrimental to your power. The key is to be strategic about how you attract and manage attention, ensuring that it enhances your reputation and advances your goals. In the pursuit of power, staying in the spotlight and controlling the narrative is essential. Always be aware of how you are perceived and strive to keep yourself at the center of the action. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Efficiency is a hallmark of power, and this law emphasizes the importance of leveraging the efforts of others to achieve your goals. By getting others to do the work for you, you can multiply your effectiveness while conserving your own energy and resources. The key to this law is to ensure that you are the one who receives the credit for the work, positioning yourself as the leader or mastermind behind the success. In practice, this involves delegating tasks strategically, choosing the right people to execute your plans, and then stepping in at the right moment to take ownership of the results. It's important to recognize that this law is not about exploitation or manipulation, but rather about strategic leadership. By allowing others to contribute their talents and efforts, you not only achieve your goals more efficiently, but also build a network of supporters who are invested in your success. However, it's crucial to manage this process carefully to avoid resentment or backlash from those you delegate to. By balancing recognition with reward and maintaining control over the narrative, you can harness the power of others while positioning yourself as the central figure in any success. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. Power is often about control, and this law teaches the importance of making others come to you, rather than chasing them. By positioning yourself as the one in control, you create a dynamic where others must seek your approval, guidance, or resources. This not only enhances your authority, but also allows you to set the terms of any engagement. In practice, this law suggests using tactics such as creating a sense of scarcity, offering something desirable, or using bait to lure others in. Once they are drawn to you, you can negotiate from a position of strength, as they are more likely to be compliant and eager to please. This law also emphasizes the importance of patience and strategic planning. By waiting for the right moment and allowing others to come to you, you maintain control over the situation and can dictate the terms of any interaction. However, it's important to avoid appearing too distant or unapproachable, as this can lead to missed opportunities. The key is to strike a balance between accessibility and authority, ensuring that others seek you out while still perceiving you as the one in control. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Words are often fleeting, while actions leave a lasting impression. This law advises that instead of engaging in debates or arguments, which can quickly spiral out of control and damage relationships, you should let your actions do the talking. People are more likely to be persuaded by what you do rather than by what you say. Actions have a way of demonstrating power, capability, and intent far more effectively than verbal exchanges. In practice, this means avoiding unnecessary confrontations or verbal disputes. When faced with opposition or conflict, take the high road by allowing your results to speak for themselves. This not only shows confidence and competence, but also ensures that you maintain your dignity and authority. Moreover, winning through actions often defuses potential rivals and critics, as they are left with little room to argue against concrete outcomes. However, it's important to be strategic about the actions you choose to take. They should be well-timed, impactful, and aligned with your broader goals. This law is not about passivity, but about choosing your battles wisely and ensuring that when you do act, it counts. By focusing on results rather than rhetoric, you can solidify your position of power and command respect without unnecessary conflict. Law 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. The company you keep can significantly influence your success, and this law warns against associating with those who are perpetually negative, unlucky, or unhappy. Such individuals can drain your energy, infecting you with their pessimism or failure. The idea is that their misfortune or negativity can be contagious, potentially leading to your downfall. In practice, this means being selective about who you surround yourself with. Seek out those who are positive, successful, and supportive of your goals. These individuals can inspire you, elevate your thinking, and contribute to your success. On the other hand, distance yourself from those who constantly bring drama, negativity, or failure into your life. While this may seem harsh, the law emphasizes that your environment plays a crucial role in your ability to achieve power and success. It's also about protecting your own energy and mental well-being. By surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can maintain a healthy mindset and stay focused on your goals. Remember, in the pursuit of power, it's essential to be vigilant about the company you keep. Negative influences can subtly erode your confidence, ambition, and opportunities, so choose your allies wisely. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Dependency creates power. This law suggests that one of the most effective ways to maintain power is to ensure that others depend on you for their success, resources, or happiness. When people rely on you, they are less likely to challenge you and more likely to align themselves with your goals. The key is to position yourself as indispensable, making sure that your contributions are so crucial that they cannot be easily replaced. In practice, this might involve developing specialized skills, controlling key resources, or becoming the go-to person for solving specific problems. By doing so, you create a situation where others need you more than you need them, which shifts the power dynamics in your favor. However, this law also comes with a warning. Be careful not to overplay your hand. If others feel too dependent, they may seek to undermine you or find ways to reduce their reliance on you. The goal is to strike a balance where your contributions are valued and respected without creating resentment. Additionally, this law encourages you to be aware of your own dependencies. Avoid putting yourself in a position where you are too reliant on others, as this can weaken your power base. By making yourself indispensable and managing dependencies carefully, you can solidify your position and ensure that others are motivated to support and protect your interests. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Honesty and generosity are powerful tools in the art of manipulation. This law advises that by being selectively honest and generous, you can disarm your targets, making them more trusting and less suspicious of your true intentions. A well-timed act of kindness or a truthful admission can create the appearance of transparency and goodwill, which can then be used to manipulate others to your advantage. In practice, this means choosing moments where honesty or generosity will have the greatest impact, such as during a negotiation, to build trust or lull your target into a false sense of security. Once they are disarmed, they're more likely to let down their guard, making it easier for you to influence or control them. However, this law also emphasizes the importance of subtlety. Overuse of honesty or generosity can lead to suspicion or diminish the impact of these gestures. The goal is to be strategic, using these tools sparingly and in situations where they will be most effective. It's also important to ensure that your acts of honesty and generosity appear genuine, as any hint of manipulation can backfire. By mastering the art of selective honesty and generosity, you can create a powerful weapon in your arsenal for gaining and maintaining power. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. Human nature is inherently self-interested, and this law highlights the importance of appealing to that self-interest when seeking help or favors from others. Rather than relying on people's sense of mercy or gratitude, which can be unreliable or fleeting, you should focus on what's in it for them. By aligning your request with their own goals, desires, or interests, you increase the likelihood that they will be motivated to assist you. In practice, this means framing your requests in a way that highlights the benefits to the other person, whether it's a potential gain, an opportunity for recognition, or a chance to advance their own agenda. When people see how helping you can also help themselves, they are far more likely to respond positively. This law also teaches the importance of understanding the motivations and interests of those around you. The better you know what drives someone, the more effectively you can tailor your approach to gain their support. However, this law also requires a certain level of tact and subtlety. You don't want to appear manipulative or insincere, so it's important to present your request in a way that feels natural and mutually beneficial. By appealing to self-interest, you can secure the assistance you need while also strengthening your relationships and networks of support. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Information is power, and this law emphasizes the importance of gathering intelligence on your rivals, allies, and surroundings. By posing as a friend, you can gain access to the thoughts, plans, and intentions of others, allowing you to anticipate their moves and counteract them before they become a threat. The key to this law is subtlety. Your target should never suspect that you are gathering information. In practice, this means developing a persona that is approachable, trustworthy, and seemingly unthreatening. By engaging in casual conversation, showing interest in others, and offering small tokens of friendship, you can encourage them to reveal more than they intended. This law also encourages you to be observant, picking up on subtle cues, body language, and offhand comments that can provide valuable insights. However, this law comes with significant ethical considerations. It's important to weigh the potential benefits of spying against the risks, including damage to your reputation if you're discovered. The art of posing as a friend while working as a spy requires a delicate balance of charm, discretion, and cunning. When executed correctly, it can give you a significant advantage in the pursuit of power, allowing you to stay one step ahead of your rivals and maintain control over any situation. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. When dealing with enemies, half measures are not enough. This law advises that when you move against a rival or adversary, you must crush them completely, leaving no room for retaliation or resurgence. The idea is that by completely eliminating a threat, you prevent them from coming back stronger or seeking revenge. In practice, this might mean discrediting a rival, outmaneuvering them politically, or financially crippling them. Whatever the method, the goal is to ensure that your enemy is left with no means of retaliation or recovery. This law emphasizes the importance of decisiveness and thoroughness in your actions. However, it also requires careful consideration of timing and execution. If you move too soon or without sufficient strength, you risk provoking your enemy without finishing the job, which can lead to prolonged conflict and potential backlash. Additionally, this law warns against leaving any loose ends. A partially defeated enemy can be more dangerous than one who has been left untouched, as they may become desperate and seek vengeance at any cost. By crushing your enemy totally, you not only secure your own position, but also send a clear message to others that you are not to be trifled with. While this approach may seem ruthless, it is often necessary in the high-stakes world of power dynamics. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. In the pursuit of power, visibility is crucial, but too much presence can breed familiarity and reduce your perceived value. This law advises that by strategically withdrawing from certain situations, you can increase your respect and honor in the eyes of others. Absence creates an aura of mystery, making people miss you and appreciate your presence more when you return. The key is to use this tactic sparingly and at the right moments. In practice, this might mean stepping back from a leadership role temporarily, avoiding social gatherings, or declining invitations to certain events. When done correctly, your absence will make others realize your importance and the value you bring. This law also highlights the importance of timing. Disappearing when your presence is most desired can amplify the effect. However, it's important to avoid overusing this tactic, as too much absence can lead to being forgotten or replaced. The goal is to create a sense of anticipation and desire, where others eagerly await your return. By mastering the art of selective absence, you can enhance your reputation, increase your influence, and maintain control over how you are perceived. Remember, scarcity often increases value, and by making yourself less available, you become more powerful in the eyes of others. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Predictability is the enemy of power. This law advises that by being unpredictable, you keep others off balance, unsure of your next move. When people can't predict what you will do, they are less likely to challenge you and more likely to be cautious in their dealings with you. Unpredictability can also be a powerful tool in negotiations and conflicts, as it prevents your opponents from formulating a solid strategy against you. In practice, this means occasionally acting in ways that are out of character or taking unexpected actions that surprise others. The key is not to be erratic, but to inject just enough unpredictability into your behavior to keep others on edge. This law also encourages you to avoid becoming too predictable in your routines, habits, or responses. By varying your approach and keeping your true intentions hidden, you create an aura of mystery and potential danger that can enhance your power. However, it's important to balance unpredictability with stability. Too much unpredictability can lead to chaos and undermine your authority. The goal is to keep others guessing while maintaining control over the situation. By mastering the art of unpredictability, you can keep your rivals off guard, maintain the upper hand, and ensure that you remain a force to be reckoned with. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. While it might seem tempting to isolate yourself from potential threats, this law warns against the dangers of building figurative fortresses around yourself. Isolation can cut you off from valuable information, allies, and opportunities, making you vulnerable to unforeseen dangers. Instead of retreating into a fortress, this law advises that you stay engaged with your surroundings, maintain connections, and cultivate relationships that can offer protection and support. In practice, this means being proactive in networking, staying informed about what's happening in your environment, and being visible in your social and professional circles. While it's important to protect yourself, doing so through isolation can lead to stagnation and vulnerability. This law also emphasizes the importance of being adaptable and flexible, rather than rigid and withdrawn. By staying connected and engaged, you can anticipate potential threats, build alliances, and maintain a strong support network that can come to your aid when needed. Additionally, staying active in your environment allows you to influence and shape the dynamics around you, rather than being a passive observer. Remember, power is about being in the flow of events, and isolation can cut you off from the very sources of power that you need to succeed. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Understanding the personalities and motivations of those around you is crucial in the pursuit of power. This law advises that before taking any action, especially one that could offend or provoke someone, you must know who you're dealing with. Different people react differently to slights or challenges, and offending the wrong person could lead to disastrous consequences. In practice, this means taking the time to study and understand the character, temperament, and influence of those you interact with. Are they prone to holding grudges? Or are they more forgiving? Do they have powerful allies? Or are they isolated? By assessing these factors, you can tailor your approach and avoid unnecessary conflicts that could jeopardize your position. This law also encourages you to be aware of hidden strengths or weaknesses in others that may not be immediately apparent. Someone who seems insignificant could have powerful connections, while a seemingly formidable opponent may have vulnerabilities you can exploit. The key is to gather as much information as possible and proceed with caution when dealing with people whose reactions you cannot predict. Additionally, this law highlights the importance of humility and respect in your dealings with others. Even if you hold a position of power, underestimating or offending the wrong person can lead to your downfall. By knowing who you're dealing with and acting accordingly, you can navigate complex social dynamics more effectively and avoid unnecessary risks. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. Commitment can be a powerful tool, but it can also be a trap. This law advises that in your pursuit of power, you should avoid committing yourself too fully to any one person, group, or cause. By remaining independent and non-committal, you maintain flexibility and the ability to move between alliances as it suits your interests. This law encourages you to keep your options open and avoid being tied down to a single course of action or relationship that could limit your power. In practice, this means being cautious about making promises or pledges that could restrict your freedom of movement. It also involves being strategic in your alliances, forming temporary partnerships that serve your current needs without locking you into long-term obligations. This law also emphasizes the importance of playing the field, courting multiple options, and keeping others guessing about where your true loyalties lie. By not committing to anyone, you maintain control over your destiny and can avoid being manipulated or controlled by others. However, this law also requires careful management of relationships, as appearing too aloof or untrustworthy can lead to isolation. The key is to balance independence with engagement, ensuring that you remain a valuable and desirable ally without being overly committed to any one person or group. By mastering the art of non-commitment, you can navigate the complex web of power dynamics with greater ease and flexibility. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. One of the most effective ways to outmaneuver your opponents is by underestimating their intelligence, while simultaneously making them underestimate yours. This law advises that by playing the fool, or appearing less intelligent than you actually are, you can disarm your adversaries, making them feel secure and in control. When they believe they have the upper hand, they are more likely to make mistakes or reveal their true intentions, giving you the advantage. In practice, this involves downplaying your knowledge, allowing others to feel superior, and using this false sense of security to manipulate them to your advantage. By appearing less competent or informed, you can draw out valuable information from others, as they are more likely to drop their guard and speak freely. Additionally, this tactic can be used to deflect suspicion, as those who appear harmless are often overlooked as potential threats. However, this law also requires a fine balance. If you play the fool too convincingly, you may actually diminish your credibility and power. The key is to strategically use this tactic in situations where it will be most effective, ensuring that you never fully reveal your true capabilities. By mastering the art of seeming dumber than your mark, you can lure them into traps of their own making, ultimately positioning yourself as the true power behind the scenes. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Surrender is often seen as a sign of weakness, but this law teaches that it can be a powerful strategy when used correctly. By strategically surrendering or appearing to give up, you can lull your enemies into a false sense of victory, allowing you to regroup, gather strength, and strike back when they least expect it. Surrendering can also deflect aggression, as your opponent may lose interest in pursuing you further, believing they have already won. In practice, this law involves knowing when to retreat or concede in order to gain a strategic advantage. This might mean temporarily yielding in a negotiation to gain a better position later, or stepping back from a conflict to avoid a devastating loss. The key is to use surrender as a tactical retreat rather than a defeat, ensuring that it serves your long-term goals. Additionally, this law encourages you to view surrender as a means of gaining time and resources, allowing you to rebuild and re-enter the fray with renewed strength. By transforming weakness into power through calculated surrender, you can turn the tables on your opponents and achieve victory on your own terms. However, this law also requires careful judgment. Knowing when to surrender and when to stand your ground is crucial to its successful execution. When used wisely, the surrender tactic can be a formidable tool in your arsenal, allowing you to survive and thrive in even the most challenging power struggles. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. In the pursuit of power, dispersing your efforts across too many areas can dilute your strength and effectiveness. This law advises that you should concentrate your forces, whether they be resources, energy, or influence, on a single, strategically chosen goal. By focusing your efforts on one key area, you can create a powerful impact that far exceeds what you could achieve through scattered efforts. In practice, this means identifying the most critical area where your efforts will yield the greatest returns and dedicating your full attention to it. This could involve focusing on a specific project, cultivating a key relationship, or dominating a particular market. The key is to channel all your resources into this area, ensuring that you achieve a decisive victory. Additionally, this law encourages you to avoid being distracted by minor issues or side projects that do not contribute to your primary goal. By maintaining a laser-like focus, you can build momentum, overcome obstacles, and achieve a level of success that would be impossible if your efforts were spread too thin. However, this law also requires careful planning and foresight. Choosing the wrong target for concentration can lead to failure, while overcommitting to a single area can make you vulnerable to attacks on other fronts. The art of concentrating your forces lies in knowing where and when to apply your full power, ensuring that you maximize your impact and achieve your objectives. By mastering this law, you can amplify your influence, achieve your goals more efficiently, and secure your position of power. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Power dynamics often revolve around subtle social interactions, and this law emphasizes the importance of mastering the art of courtly behavior. The perfect courtier is someone who understands the intricacies of social relationships, knows how to flatter and charm, and is skilled at navigating the complex web of alliances and rivalries that exist in any power structure. In practice, this means cultivating a keen sense of diplomacy, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, and always being attuned to the needs and desires of those in power. The perfect courtier never directly challenges authority, but instead uses subtlety and suggestion to influence decisions in their favor. This law also encourages you to develop the ability to adapt to different personalities and situations, becoming a chameleon who can blend in with any environment. By mastering the art of courtly behavior, you can gain favor, secure alliances, and advance your position without drawing unnecessary attention or making enemies. However, this law also requires a high level of emotional intelligence and self-control. Acting impulsively or failing to read the social cues around you can lead to missteps that damage your reputation or position. The goal is to become indispensable in the eyes of those in power, while always maintaining a sense of grace, discretion, and humility. By playing the perfect courtier, you can thrive in any power structure, subtly guiding the course of events and securing your place at the top. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Power is not just about controlling others. It's also about controlling your own identity and how you are perceived. This law advises that you should take an active role in shaping your own image, constantly reinventing yourself to adapt to changing circumstances and maintain your relevance. In practice, this means being aware of how others perceive you and taking deliberate steps to craft the persona that best suits your goals. Whether it's adopting a new style, developing new skills, or changing your public image, the key is to stay ahead of the curve and never allow yourself to become stagnant or predictable. This law also emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and flexibility, being able to recognize when your current image is no longer effective and having the courage to make bold changes. Additionally, recreating yourself can be a powerful way to escape past mistakes or failures, allowing you to present a new version of yourself that is free from old baggage. However, this law also requires a certain level of authenticity. While you should be willing to adapt and change, it's important to stay true to your core values and beliefs. The goal is to create a persona that is both adaptable and genuine, one that allows you to navigate different social and professional environments with ease. By mastering the art of self-reinvention, you can continually refresh your image, maintain your relevance, and ensure that you remain a powerful force in any situation. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. Maintaining a spotless reputation is crucial in the pursuit of power, and this law advises that you should always strive to keep your hands clean, avoiding any actions that could tarnish your image or make you appear corrupt. In practice, this means delegating dirty work to others, allowing them to take the fall for any mistakes or unethical actions while you remain above reproach. This law also encourages you to distance yourself from any scandalous or disreputable behavior, ensuring that your public persona remains untarnished. The key is to be strategic in your actions, always considering how they will be perceived by others and taking steps to protect your reputation at all costs. Additionally, this law emphasizes the importance of plausible deniability, ensuring that you have a layer of separation between yourself and any questionable activities. By keeping your hands clean, you can maintain the moral high ground, avoid unnecessary conflicts, and protect your position of power. However, this law also requires a high level of discretion and careful planning. Being too detached from the details can lead to a loss of control, while getting too involved can risk exposing yourself to danger. The art of keeping your hands clean lies in finding the right balance, ensuring that you remain in control without getting your hands dirty. By mastering this law, you can safeguard your reputation, avoid unnecessary risks, and maintain your influence in any situation. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. People have a deep-seated need to believe in something greater than themselves, whether it be an ideology, a leader, or a cause. This law advises that you can harness this need to create a cult-like following, establishing yourself as the object of their belief and devotion. In practice, this means positioning yourself as a visionary, offering something that others can rally around and believe in, whether it's a grand vision, a set of principles, or a charismatic persona. The key is to create a sense of exclusivity and superiority among your followers, making them feel special and part of something unique. This can be achieved through rituals, symbols, and a narrative that reinforces their belief in you and your vision. Additionally, you must maintain a certain level of mystique, never fully revealing all of your plans or thoughts, which keeps your followers in a state of anticipation and dependence. This law also encourages you to appeal to emotions rather than reason. People are more likely to follow you if they feel a strong emotional connection. By playing on their fears, hopes, and desires, you can deepen their loyalty and commitment. However, creating a cult-like following requires careful management and the ability to maintain control over your narrative. If you allow dissent or fail to deliver on your promises, the entire structure can collapse. The goal is to build a dedicated and unwavering base of followers who will support you unconditionally, giving you the power and influence to achieve your objectives. Law 28. Interaction with boldness. Timidity and hesitation are enemies of power. This law advises that when you take action, you should do so with boldness and confidence, leaving no doubt in others' minds about your intentions. Boldness has a magnetic quality. People are drawn to those who appear strong, decisive, and unwavering in their convictions. In practice, this means making bold decisions, taking calculated risks, and showing no fear in the face of challenges. Boldness not only disarms your opponents, but also inspires confidence in your allies and followers. It signals that you are in control, that you know what you want, and that you are willing to go after it without hesitation. This law also emphasizes the importance of acting quickly and decisively. Hesitation can lead to missed opportunities, while bold action often forces others to react to you, giving you the advantage. However, boldness should not be confused with recklessness. It requires careful planning and an understanding of the potential risks and rewards. The key is to commit fully to your actions once you've made a decision, projecting an image of strength and determination that others will respect and follow. Additionally, boldness can be a powerful tool in negotiations and power struggles, as it often causes your opponents to back down or concede out of fear or uncertainty. By mastering the art of boldness, you can take control of any situation, overcome obstacles, and achieve your goals with confidence and authority. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. In the pursuit of power, foresight is essential. This law advises that you should plan all the way to the end, anticipating the possible outcomes and consequences of your actions before you take them. By thinking several steps ahead, you can avoid potential pitfalls, outmaneuver your opponents, and ensure that your plans come to fruition. In practice, this means taking the time to carefully map out your strategy, considering not only your immediate goals, but also the long-term implications of your actions. This law encourages you to think in terms of the big picture, always keeping your ultimate objective in mind. It also emphasizes the importance of contingency planning, preparing for unexpected developments and having a backup plan in place should things go awry. Additionally, this law warns against getting caught up in the heat of the moment or being swayed by short-term gains at the expense of long-term success. The key is to stay focused, patient, and disciplined, ensuring that every move you make is part of a larger, coherent strategy. By planning all the way to the end, you can avoid being blindsided by unforeseen challenges, maintain control over the situation, and guide events toward your desired outcome. However, this law also requires a certain level of flexibility. While it's important to have a plan, you must also be willing to adapt and adjust as circumstances change. The art of strategic planning lies in balancing foresight with adaptability, ensuring that you remain in control from start to finish. By mastering this law, you can achieve your goals with greater precision and success. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Perception is a powerful tool in the pursuit of power. This law advises that you should always make your accomplishments seem effortless, as if they came naturally to you, without any struggle or hard work. When others believe that you achieve success with ease, it enhances your image and makes you appear more capable and powerful. In practice, this means concealing the hard work, planning, and effort that went into your achievements, presenting only the polished, finished product to the world. This law also encourages you to avoid revealing your methods or strategies. Keeping the process hidden adds to the illusion of effortlessness. By projecting an image of ease and grace, you create an aura of superiority, making others admire and envy you. Additionally, this law advises that you should never let others see you sweat. Remaining calm, composed, and unruffled even in the face of challenges or setbacks. This not only reinforces the perception of effortlessness, but also makes you appear more in control and less vulnerable to stress or pressure. However, this law also requires careful management of your public image. If people start to see through the illusion, or if you reveal too much of the effort behind your success, the magic can be lost. The key is to maintain the appearance of effortless mastery, ensuring that your accomplishments continue to inspire awe and admiration. By mastering this law, you can enhance your reputation, increase your influence, and maintain a position of power without revealing the full extent of your efforts. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. One of the most effective ways to maintain power is to control the options available to others, ensuring that they are forced to choose from a set of choices that you have predetermined. This law advises that by presenting people with limited options, all of which serve your interests, you can manipulate situations to your advantage while giving others the illusion of choice. In practice, this means crafting scenarios in which all possible outcomes lead to your desired result. Whether in negotiations, decision-making processes, or conflicts, the key is to steer others toward the choices you want them to make, without them realizing that they are being guided. This law also encourages you to be subtle and strategic in your approach, making the options you present seem natural and inevitable. Additionally, this law highlights the importance of understanding the psychology of decision-making. By framing the options in a way that appeals to others' desires, fears, or sense of self-interest, you can increase the likelihood that they will choose the path you've laid out for them. However, controlling the options requires careful planning and a deep understanding of the situation and the people involved. If you misjudge their reactions or fail to present the options convincingly, your efforts could backfire. The art of controlling the options lies in creating a sense of inevitability, making others feel that the choices they make are their own, even as they play directly into your hands. By mastering this law, you can steer events in your favor, maintain control over any situation, and ensure that the outcomes align with your goals. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. In a world where reality can be harsh and unforgiving, people often seek escape in fantasies and dreams. This law advises that by playing to people's fantasies, you can gain their loyalty, influence their actions, and increase your power. In practice, this means identifying what others desire most, whether it's success, wealth, love, or a sense of purpose, and offering them a vision of how you can help them achieve it. By presenting yourself as the solution to their dreams, you can inspire devotion and loyalty, making people willing to follow you or support your cause. This law also encourages you to create an image or narrative that taps into the hopes and desires of your audience, offering them a sense of possibility and potential. Whether in business, politics, or personal relationships, the key is to craft a vision that resonates with others on an emotional level, making them eager to be a part of it. Additionally, this law warns against being too grounded in reality. People often prefer the allure of fantasy over the harshness of truth, so it's important to maintain an element of mystery and allure in your dealings with others. However, playing to people's fantasies also requires a certain level of responsibility. While it can be a powerful tool for gaining influence, it's important not to overpromise or deceive to the point where the fantasy collapses and you lose credibility. The art of playing to people's fantasies lies in finding the balance between inspiration and realism, creating a compelling vision that others will want to follow. By mastering this law, you can build a loyal following, inspire action, and increase your power by appealing to the deepest desires of those around you. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Every person has a particular weakness, a vulnerability that, if discovered and exploited, can be used to influence or control them. This law advises that by identifying this thumbscrew in others, you can gain leverage over them, using it to your advantage in power struggles. In practice, this means carefully observing and analyzing those around you, looking for clues that reveal their hidden fears, desires, or insecurities. The thumbscrew could be anything: a secret, a fear of loss, a deep-seated insecurity, or an uncontrollable passion. The key is to approach this with subtlety, ensuring that you gain the information you need without alerting the person to your intentions. This law also encourages you to be patient and strategic, waiting for the right moment to apply pressure to the thumbscrew in a way that achieves your goals without provoking resistance or backlash. Additionally, it's important to remember that everyone has a different thumbscrew, so what works on one person may not work on another. This requires a personalized approach for each individual. The goal is to find the exact point of vulnerability that allows you to influence their decisions, actions, or emotions, turning them into an unwitting ally or neutralizing them as a threat. However, this law also requires ethical consideration. While exploiting someone's weaknesses can be effective, it can also damage relationships or lead to unintended consequences if used recklessly. The art of discovering and using the thumbscrew lies in doing so with finesse, ensuring that you achieve your objectives without compromising your long-term interests or reputation. By mastering this law, you can gain an upper hand in any power dynamic, subtly guiding others to act in ways that serve your interests. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. The way you present yourself to the world has a significant impact on how others perceive and treat you. This law advises that by carrying yourself with dignity, confidence, and an air of authority, you can command respect and influence, regardless of your actual status. In practice, this means cultivating a regal presence, acting with the poise and self-assurance of a person who expects to be treated with deference. This doesn't mean being arrogant or overbearing, but rather exuding a calm and unshakable confidence that naturally draws people to you and makes them want to follow your lead. This law also emphasizes the importance of self-respect. If you don't believe in your own worth, others won't either. By consistently acting with self-assuredness and maintaining high standards for yourself, you set the tone for how others will treat you. Additionally, this law advises you to avoid behaviors that undermine your authority, such as self-deprecation, excessive humility, or seeking validation from others. Instead, focus on building and maintaining an image of strength and leadership, ensuring that others see you as a figure of authority and influence. However, acting like a king or queen also requires a certain level of awareness and tact. You must balance confidence with humility, ensuring that you don't come across as arrogant or disconnected from reality. The goal is to project an image of power and authority that is grounded in genuine self-belief, making others naturally gravitate towards you and treat you with the respect you deserve. By mastering this law, you can elevate your status, increase your influence, and command the kind of treatment that befits a person of power. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Timing is everything in the pursuit of power. This law advises that by mastering the art of timing, you can control events and outcomes, ensuring that you act at the most advantageous moments. In practice, this means developing a keen sense of when to act and when to hold back, when to push forward and when to retreat. Understanding the rhythms of power dynamics is crucial. Acting too early can be as disastrous as acting too late. The key is to stay attuned to the flow of events, observing how situations develop, and waiting for the precise moment when your actions will have the maximum impact. This law also encourages you to be patient and avoid acting out of impatience or frustration. True mastery of timing involves the ability to wait for the right opportunity, even if it means delaying your plans. Additionally, it's important to recognize when circumstances are not in your favor and to avoid forcing actions that are likely to fail due to bad timing. The art of timing also involves creating the appearance of spontaneity while actually following a well-thought-out plan, making your moves seem natural and inevitable rather than calculated. However, mastering timing requires both intuition and experience. While you can plan and strategize, there's also a need to trust your instincts and act on gut feelings when the time is right. The goal is to act in harmony with the flow of events, ensuring that your actions are perfectly timed to achieve the desired results. By mastering this law, you can manipulate events to your advantage, ensuring that you always strike at the right moment to maximize your power and influence. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Powerful people don't waste their time or energy on things they cannot have or control. This law advises that when faced with something unattainable or beyond your influence, the best course of action is to simply ignore it. In practice, this means not letting yourself be consumed by envy, frustration, or obsession over things you cannot change or possess. Instead, by showing indifference, you demonstrate that such things are beneath you, reinforcing your image of self-sufficiency and control. This law also advises that ignoring your rivals or detractors can be a powerful way to disarm them. By refusing to engage or acknowledge their existence, you rob them of the attention and validation they seek, weakening their influence. Additionally, this law encourages you to focus your energy on what you can control and achieve, rather than wasting it on futile pursuits. By practicing strategic disdain, you can avoid unnecessary conflicts, maintain your composure, and keep your focus on your goals. However, this law also requires emotional discipline, learning to let go of desires or grievances that cannot be fulfilled or resolved. The goal is to rise above petty concerns and distractions, maintaining your dignity and focus while subtly undermining those who seek to provoke or challenge you. By mastering this law, you can protect your energy, avoid pointless conflicts, and maintain an aura of strength and self-control, ensuring that you remain focused on what truly matters in your pursuit of power. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. In the pursuit of power, creating a strong and memorable impression is crucial. This law advises that by staging grand, compelling spectacles, you can capture people's attention and leave a lasting impact. Spectacles have the power to dazzle, inspire, and even intimidate, making them a potent tool for gaining influence and controlling perception. In practice, this means crafting events, presentations, or public appearances that are visually impressive and emotionally resonant. The key is to use these spectacles to reinforce your image, communicate your message, and draw people into your orbit. This law also encourages you to think creatively about how to make your actions and presence stand out. Whether through dramatic gestures, symbolic acts, or the strategic use of media. Additionally, compelling spectacles can serve to distract and misdirect, drawing attention away from your true intentions or weaknesses. However, creating spectacles requires a deep understanding of your audience, knowing what will captivate their imagination and evoke the desired response. It's also important to balance spectacle with substance, ensuring that your displays enhance your credibility rather than appearing shallow or manipulative. The goal is to create a sense of awe and admiration, making people associate you with power, vision, and authority. By mastering this law, you can elevate your status, command attention, and leave an indelible mark on the minds of those you seek to influence. Law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others. In a world where power often depends on social acceptance and conformity, this law advises that you should guard your true thoughts and beliefs, outwardly conforming to the norms and expectations of society. In practice, this means being mindful of how you present yourself in public, avoiding actions or statements that could alienate or provoke others. The key is to blend in, appearing to share the same values, beliefs, and behaviors as those around you, while privately maintaining your own independent thoughts and strategies. This law also encourages you to be cautious in expressing opinions that deviate from the mainstream. Publicly challenging the status quo can make you a target, while silently disagreeing allows you to navigate social dynamics more smoothly. Additionally, this law advises that by outwardly conforming, you can gain the trust and acceptance of those in power, making it easier to influence them from within. However, this law also requires a delicate balance. While you should conform outwardly, it's important to avoid losing your individuality or becoming a mere follower. The goal is to master the art of strategic conformity, ensuring that you fit in with the group while secretly pursuing your own agenda. By thinking as you like, but behaving like others, you can protect yourself from unnecessary conflict, gain social acceptance, and quietly maneuver your way to power. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. In the quest for power, disrupting the status quo can be a powerful tactic. This law advises that by stirring up waters, creating chaos, confusion, or tension, you can provoke reactions that reveal hidden intentions, vulnerabilities, or opportunities that you can exploit. In practice, this means deliberately unsettling a situation to throw your opponents off balance, forcing them to act impulsively or reveal their true feelings. This strategy can be particularly effective in negotiations, power struggles, or competitive environments, where creating uncertainty can lead to mistakes or overreactions by others. The key is to maintain your composure while the waters are stirred, ensuring that you are the one in control of the situation. This law also encourages you to be patient and observant, waiting for the right moment to strike once your opponents have exposed their weaknesses. Additionally, stirring up waters can serve as a distraction, drawing attention away from your true intentions or plans. However, this law requires careful calculation. Stirring up chaos for its own sake can backfire if you lose control of the situation or provoke unintended consequences. The art of stirring up waters lies in knowing when and how to create just enough disruption to achieve your goals without causing irreversible damage. By mastering this law, you can uncover hidden opportunities, manipulate situations to your advantage, and outmaneuver your opponents in the turbulent waters of power dynamics. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. Nothing in life is truly free, and accepting something for nothing can often come with hidden costs or obligations. This law advises that by despising the free lunch, rejecting handouts, gifts, or favors, you can maintain your independence and avoid being indebted to others. In practice, this means being wary of offers that seem too good to be true, as they often come with strings attached or hidden agendas. By paying your own way and refusing to accept unearned advantages, you demonstrate self-reliance and strength, which can enhance your reputation and influence. This law also encourages you to be generous in your own dealings. By being the one to offer rather than receive, you can place others in a position of obligation, giving you leverage in future interactions. Additionally, this law warns against the dangers of greed. Being too eager to accept something for free can lead to exploitation or manipulation by those who seek to control you. However, despising the free lunch does not mean rejecting all forms of assistance or collaboration. Rather, It means being selective and strategic in what you accept, ensuring that it serves your interests and does not compromise your autonomy. The key is to maintain a sense of pride and self-sufficiency, valuing your independence above short-term gains. By mastering this law, you can protect yourself from hidden traps, maintain your freedom of action, and command respect as someone who cannot be easily bought or manipulated. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Following in the footsteps of a great predecessor can be a perilous path, as it often leads to comparisons and expectations that are difficult to meet. This law advises that by avoiding stepping into a great man's shoes, resisting the temptation to directly succeed a powerful or admired figure, you can carve out your own identity and avoid being overshadowed. In practice, this means seeking to establish yourself in a different domain, or at least differentiating yourself from your predecessor in a significant way. The key is to avoid being seen as merely an imitator or a continuation of someone else's legacy, as this can diminish your own achievements and potential. This law also encourages you to be mindful of the psychological burden that comes with following a great leader. Living up to their reputation can be overwhelming and stifling. Instead, focus on creating your own legacy, building something new that reflects your unique strengths and vision. Additionally, this law advises that if you must succeed a great figure, do so with a clear strategy to distinguish yourself, whether through new policies, innovations, or a different leadership style. However, avoiding stepping into a great man's shoes does not mean rejecting all forms of succession. It means being strategic about how you position yourself in relation to your predecessor. The goal is to establish your own authority and identity, ensuring that your achievements are recognized in their own right rather than as a mere extension of someone else's. By mastering this law, you can avoid the pitfalls of comparison, build your own legacy, and secure your place as a powerful and independent figure in your own right. Law 42. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. Leaders are often the glue that holds a group or organization together, and by targeting them, you can effectively undermine their influence and control over their followers. This law advises that by striking the shepherd, removing or neutralizing the leader, you can scatter the sheep, breaking the cohesion and power of the group. In practice, this means identifying the key figure who holds sway over others and focusing your efforts on weakening or eliminating their authority. This could involve direct confrontation, exposing their weaknesses, or undermining their credibility in the eyes of their followers. The key is to recognize that the leader is the linchpin of the group's power structure. Once they are removed or discredited, the group often becomes disorganized, demoralized, and easier to control or defeat. This law also encourages you to be strategic in your approach, ensuring that your actions are decisive and effective in removing the leader's influence. Additionally, striking the shepherd can serve as a warning to others, demonstrating your power and discouraging further resistance. However, this law requires careful planning. Misjudging the strength or resilience of the leader could backfire, leading to retaliation or a stronger consolidation of power. The art of striking the shepherd lies in understanding the dynamics of leadership and group psychology, ensuring that your actions disrupt the power structure without creating unintended chaos. By mastering this law, you can dismantle opposing power structures, scatter their followers, and consolidate your own authority with minimal resistance. Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. True power lies not just in controlling actions, but in influencing thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This law advises that by working on the hearts and minds of others, appealing to their emotions, values, and aspirations, you can gain their loyalty, trust, and support in a deeper, more lasting way. In practice, this means going beyond mere manipulation or coercion, and instead building genuine connections that resonate with people on an emotional level. The key is to understand what drives and motivates others, and to align your message or actions with their deepest desires and fears. This law also encourages you to be empathetic and considerate in your dealings, showing that you care about others' well-being and interests. By winning over hearts and minds, you create allies who are not just obedient, but enthusiastic and committed to your cause. Additionally, this law advises that you should be mindful of the power of perception. How you are seen by others can greatly influence their willingness to follow you. Cultivating a positive, inspiring image can enhance your ability to sway others to your side. However, working on the hearts and minds of others requires sincerity and consistency. People can sense insincerity, and if they feel manipulated, they may turn against you. The goal is to build a foundation of trust and respect, ensuring that your influence is not only accepted but embraced. By mastering this law, you can create a loyal and motivated base of support, guiding others not just through authority, but through inspiration and emotional connection. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. The mirror effect is a powerful psychological tactic that involves reflecting others' actions, behaviors, or attitudes back at them. This law advises that by using the mirror effect, mimicking your opponents or rivals, you can disarm and infuriate them, throwing them off balance and gaining the upper hand. In practice, this means carefully observing how others behave and then subtly imitating their mannerisms, language, or tactics. The key is to reflect their own behavior in a way that is both recognizable and unsettling, forcing them to confront their own actions and often leading to confusion or frustration. This law also encourages you to use the mirror effect to highlight the flaws or contradictions in others' behavior, making them question themselves or lose confidence. Additionally, the mirror effect can be used to create empathy or rapport. By reflecting positive behaviors, you can build a connection and make others feel understood and validated. However, the mirror effect requires subtlety and finesse. If done too blatantly, it can come across as mocking or confrontational, leading to conflict rather than disarmament. The art of the mirror effect lies in its subtlety, ensuring that your reflection is clear enough to be recognized, but not so obvious as to provoke immediate backlash. By mastering this law, you can gain psychological leverage over others, disarming their defenses, and turning their own behavior against them to achieve your goals. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. In any organization or society, there is a natural resistance to change, especially when it threatens established norms or interests. This law advises that by preaching the need for change, advocating for improvements or reforms, you can gain support and momentum, but you must be careful not to push for too much change too quickly. In practice, this means positioning yourself as a reformer or innovator, but also being mindful of the pace and scope of your reforms. The key is to introduce changes gradually, allowing people to adjust and accept them without feeling overwhelmed or threatened. This law also encourages you to frame your reforms in a way that aligns with existing values or traditions, making them seem like a natural evolution rather than a radical departure. Additionally, it's important to build consensus and support for your changes, ensuring that you have the backing of key stakeholders before implementing significant reforms. However, this law requires patience and strategic foresight. Pushing for too much change too quickly can lead to resistance, backlash, or even revolt. The goal is to manage change in a way that is both effective and sustainable, ensuring that your reforms are accepted and integrated without destabilizing the system. By mastering this law, you can position yourself as a visionary leader, driving progress while maintaining stability and avoiding the pitfalls of excessive or poorly managed change. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. Perfection can be intimidating, alienating, and even provoke envy or resentment. This law advises that by never appearing too perfect, allowing some flaws or vulnerabilities to show, you can make yourself more relatable and less of a target for envy. In practice, this means being mindful of how you present yourself, ensuring that you don't come across as overly superior or unapproachable. The key is to strike a balance between confidence and humility, demonstrating your strengths while also acknowledging your limitations. This law also encourages you to be aware of the dangers of perfection. People are often more forgiving of those who are relatable and human, rather than those who seem to have no flaws. Additionally, allowing some imperfections to show can make you seem more authentic and trustworthy, building stronger connections with others. However, this law does not mean deliberately underperforming or diminishing your achievements. It means being strategic about how you present yourself, ensuring that you are admired without being resented. The art of never appearing too perfect lies in subtlety, allowing just enough vulnerability to make yourself relatable without undermining your authority or competence. By mastering this law, you can navigate social dynamics more effectively, building alliances and avoiding the pitfalls of envy or resentment that often come with being perceived as too perfect. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. Success can be intoxicating, leading to overreach and ultimately to downfall. This law advises that by not going past the mark you aimed for, knowing when to stop in victory, you can consolidate your gains and avoid the perils of excess. In practice, this means being disciplined and strategic in your pursuits, recognizing when you have achieved your goals and resisting the temptation to push further out of greed, pride, or ambition. The key is to celebrate your successes without letting them cloud your judgment or drive you to overextend. This law also encourages you to reflect on your victories, learning from them and using them as a foundation for future success, rather than as a reason to take unnecessary risks. Additionally, this law warns against the dangers of hubris. Believing that you can continue to push beyond your limits without consequence can lead to disaster. The art of knowing when to stop lies in self-awareness and humility, recognizing that every success has its limits, and that true power comes from knowing when to consolidate rather than expand. By mastering this law, you can protect yourself from the dangers of overreach, ensuring that your victories are sustainable and that you remain in control of your destiny. Law 48. Assume formlessness. In the final law of power, the concept of formlessness represents the ultimate strategy for maintaining power in an ever-changing world. This law advises that by assuming formlessness, being adaptable, flexible, and unpredictable, you can avoid being pinned down or outmaneuvered by your rivals. In practice, this means avoiding rigid structures, routines, or identities that can be exploited by others. The key is to be like water, flowing and adapting to whatever circumstances you encounter, never allowing yourself to be confined or defined by others. This law also encourages you to embrace change and uncertainty, recognizing that the ability to evolve and reinvent yourself is a crucial aspect of long-term power. Additionally, formlessness involves a degree of strategic ambiguity, keeping others guessing about your intentions, capabilities, and plans, making it difficult for them to counter your moves. However, assuming formlessness does not mean being aimless or lacking direction. It means being fluid in your approach while maintaining a clear sense of your goals and objectives. The art of formlessness lies in its subtlety, ensuring that you remain elusive and adaptable while still pursuing your long-term strategy with precision and intent. By mastering this law, you can protect yourself from being outmaneuvered, stay ahead of your rivals, and maintain your power in an unpredictable and constantly changing world. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration of the 48 laws of power, it's evident that the pursuit of power is a complex and often perilous journey, requiring a deep understanding of human nature, strategy, and the ever-shifting dynamics of influence. Each law provides a unique lens through which to view the intricate game of power, offering strategies for building, maintaining, and expanding one's influence while navigating the potential pitfalls that come with it. Whether you're seeking to climb the ranks in a competitive environment, solidify your position at the top, or simply understand the forces at play around you, these laws serve as a timeless guide. The mastery of these laws is not about rigidly following a set of rules, but about developing a strategic mindset that allows you to adapt, maneuver, and thrive in any situation. It's about understanding that power is fluid. What works in one context may not in another, and the true master of power is someone who can discern when and how to apply each law effectively. Moreover, the laws remind us that power, while seductive, comes with significant responsibilities and risks. The misuse of power, driven by greed, arrogance, or short-sightedness, can lead to downfall just as swiftly as it can lead to success. In conclusion, the 48 Laws of Power is more than just a manual for manipulation. It's a profound exploration of the human condition, revealing the motivations, fears, and desires that drive us. By internalizing these laws, you can not only navigate the complex world of power with greater skill and confidence, but also gain a deeper understanding of yourself and others. Whether you use these laws to amass power or simply to protect yourself from the ambitions of others, remember that true power lies not just in control, but in wisdom, restraint, and the ability to adapt to an ever-changing world.